I want to explain to you why it's so hard to rewire our beliefs. They recently changed our building code. And even though I consciously know that the code is different, every time I get to the building and I start putting in the code, I put the old one. And then I'm like, come on, there's a new code. But my body, my hands, my fingers remember the old code. So it's the same thing with your subconscious beliefs. There are certain beliefs you've had your entire life. Every time there's a situation, your mind has a formula on how to react. And for you to be able to change that formula, you need to keep trying and trying and trying the same thing. I mean, how many times a day do I enter our building? A couple of times. And yet, every time I forget that there's a new code. I remember that there's a new code, but my fingers just start typing in the old code. Same thing. You know that you want to act differently. You know you want to believe in different things. But your mind remembers the old formula. And so it's about you becoming aware every time there's a situation, every time that you want to consciously act differently, but you just can't, or think differently, but you just can't. You need to remind yourself that, okay, it's just an old code and there's a way for you to change it. You need to learn how to be patient with yourself. The change is not going to happen in one day. Again, you've had those codes, those formulas all your life. You need to be super patient with yourself and know that it's possible to change them. And that's why we have certain tools that accelerate the process. Because those codes, those formulas are subconscious, you need to be able to access the subconscious mind in order to change them. That's why we do it through a meditation or through a breathwork practice or through hypnosis. All of these tools are going to be available in my app. You probably already know that. But also just, being mindful and, every time you have a choice to act, choose to act from a new belief, from a new program. And for you to be able to do that, you need to be able to pause in the middle, to always be more present, to always kind of be more mindful, more aware. And also about, thinking about all these situations that you want to change and rehearsing how you're going to act next time. When you start rehearsing, you're becoming more mindful and aware of those certain situations that you want to change, right? And when you're rehearsing a new kind of action, a new thought, a new emotion tied to that situation, when that situation happens, your mind suddenly remembers that you've rehearsed this, and it kind of helps you act differently, think differently, feel differently.